Hey, I have fun news today. I'm going to be showing you my next 2 fabric collections, and let me just tell you what they're called real quick. All right, so one of them is called Wholehearted, and it is peachy purple yumminess, and then the second one is a low volume fabric collection, and it is called Lighthearted. So Wholehearted and Lighthearted. Lighthearted, of course, you know, being all low volumes. If you followed me for a little while, you know that I really like scrappy backgrounds. So the Lighthearted is made in a way where you could use them all in one single quilt for your background. So it should like they're not going to be overly busy. Well, as far as scrappy background goes, it's always a smidgen busy, but it's like softened a little bit because I have some in here that are very, very whispery, and I'll show you a little bit more about that soon. And I'm gonna go through all of these prints just like I always do, and tell you their names and tell you a little bit about them. But I wanted to get a little chat out of the way first. So there are 2 different collections, but I've made them to go together. So together they would be 26 pieces, which is you know, basically what all of my other fabric collections have been. They're just really large, and I've broken them into 2 for 2 different reasons. And the first reason, of course, is because I was getting, it being so many fabrics, they were, you know, making it higher price point, whereas breaking them into 2 makes them a little bit of a lower price point. So it should help out those of you who are missing out because of budget restrictions. So hopefully that takes care of that problem. But also, when we got Cinnamon Tea 25-piece collection back in February, we were overwhelmed, and it took us 2 weeks to get all of your bundles cut out, and I was just stressed about it. So splitting these into 2 different bundles should alleviate that issue as well. It should be a lot easier for us to handle. Okay, so when they're coming out. So Wholehearted is going to come out in July, so think July 1 through 15th. It'll be somewhere in that vicinity. And Lighthearted won't come out until August, so August 1st through 15th, somewhere in there. And I want to encourage you not to purchase them together unless you're okay with waiting on Wholehearted until Lighthearted gets there, because you purchase them all in one, we're only shipping one time, and you'll have to wait. So if you're okay with waiting, go for it. If not, don't purchase them together. Purchase them separately. I'm just saying that so I don't get angry emails later. All right, so let's look at the fabrics. All right, so I'm going to try to get their names as close to accurate as I can, but I don't exactly have them all memorized. I just got the last of these in yesterday. So if I'm wrong about one of the names, I want to apologize in advance. All right, so this main print, there is 2 of them. This one's called Do Good, and this is creamy, and this is violet. And the violet has come out with a little bit of a faded like purple, which I really, really like. I was pretty happy with that because in my, on the designs on the computer, it was a lot brighter, but I ended up liking this much, much better. So anyway, this one is called Do Good. And there's a little bit of some writing on these leaves, so just a little bit, and Do Good is actually in there. There's a little look at that. And basically this was a whole bunch of different drawings that I've been working on since, I'm gonna say January, but so I finally got them all. So I ended up putting them all in one. So it's a whole bunch of drawings in one, and a couple of these designs that are in these 2 fabrics end up being used again in a different way in the Lighthearted collection, which I'll show you next. But anyway, lots of little things, and it looks kind of like a little like a collage or a meadow type thing. Lots of opportunities for fussy cuts. There's just so much to fussy cut here. All right, so that is Do Good. All right, and this one is probably my favorite fabric in the whole collection, and it is called Joy Sparker. It's another mandala print. You definitely saw one in my cinnamon tea collection as well. This one's, you know, of course different, but I think I like it just as much as that last one. And it is, the color is called Sunkissed, and I mean, this is like every one of my favorite colors in one single place. So I can definitely see me using this print for just a whole bunch of quilts. And when I was designing this one, I again was thinking about fussy cutting opportunities, particularly hexie flowers and Dresden centers, and just, you know, there's a lot of more opportunities than that, but that is what was in my head when I was working this one out. So this is Joy Sparker in Sunkissed. All right, this one is called Palms. This is the Lush colorway, and this is the Dark Gold colorway, which came out a smidgen brown. Not a smidgen, it came out pretty brown, but it's a golden brown. So, and I almost left this one out. I had a hard time with it. It looked very different when I first put the palms all together, but I ended up working it out where I really liked it. I liked all the individual designs, but I had a hard time coming up with what this fabric should look like, and it looked very different before, but I really like it the way it is now, and I'm glad I stuck by this one and didn't chuck it because I was really close to it. So anyway, this one is called Palms. All right, this one is called Friendly. This one is Friendly in Blushing and Friendly in Spicy Mustard. So another very dark gold, but definitely a different shade. I really love it when fabrics are so similar in color, but they're not quite there. So if you look, you can see that is, you know, in the same family. I love making quilts with like the same shade, the same color, like a peach or a mustardy color, but then being varying shades of it. So anyway, this one looks like this up close, just some random flowers that I sketched. All right, so that is Friendly. All right, so this next print is another one that I had to work on quite a bit before I actually ended up getting it to where I wanted it. But this one is called Hand Drawn Hexis, and there it is up close. And the hexes are actually turned in two different directions, so depending on, you know, which way you like your hexes. I know that some people are like, love it like this, some people like it like that. So this one has it in, it's just a tiny slight difference, but it is there. And I think this is, I want to say oatmeal or eggshell, I'm not sure. I'm blanking on the name of this color, but I love this color, and I would say it's definitely in the pink family, but it's a, you know, it's a darker shade, and it doesn't read like any type of bubble gum. It's like definitely something that I think I have this color a lot in my living room. So anyway, I'm sorry I don't remember the name of the color, but it is called Hand Drawn Hexis. And I'll show you this one up close. So there's that one, and it's really delicate. I love this print. All right, so that is Hand Drawn Hexie. This one is called Missing Love in Turmeric, and it's just a little flower print. It's kind of a stripe, but I guess, you know, not. It was a stripe when I first designed it, and then I ended up taking a bunch of them out because I liked it better that way. All right, so anyway, that is Missing Love. Okay, this one is Fern, and this is Dull Rose. And if you bought cinnamon tea, there's a mandala print in cinnamon tea that is the exact same shade as this. So I can't remember the name of this color, but anyway, I really loved this color from cinnamon tea, and I knew I would use it again. All right, and this one is much brighter, but it is another shade of blush. I would say this was very dark blush, and this was a very bright, light brush. And the design is a fern, a flat fern, and this was actually inspired by something my daughter bought me for my birthday this past year. So anyway, I like this one a lot. And this is probably the biggest print, I think, in the whole collection. So yeah, that is Fern. All right, this next one was probably the first design I drew for this collection. And this is called, I am totally blanking on the name. I'm so sorry. And pretty much the colors. I'm pretty sure this colorway is oatmeal and gourd. This colorway is gourd, but now I'm blanking on the name of the actual fabric. So sorry. But you may remember me sharing this in my stories because I drew a picture, I drew this little design right here on my iPad, and anyway, very geometric type look to it. And those are sawtooth stars, and you know, just some flowers coming out of them. But this was one of my first things that I drew for this collection, and I really like it. So this one has the dark colored details on the flower, and this one's got peach details. And this one also really ties in all of the purple. There's a couple of prints that tie all that purple in, but this is one of them. All right, so that's that one. One more print. This one is called Meadow, and I actually drew this for cinnamon tea, but ended up not being able to use it. So, well, I changed it up a lot from that original drawing, but this is a great blender, and also ties in all of these colors very subtly. And I just really like fabrics like this to always be in the collection, where everything, you know, it gives everything a soft spot to land on because it's not so busy. So anyway, that is Meadow. This is Dusk. And I'm blanking on the color for this one, but anyway, here is Meadow. All right, so let's take a look at Lighthearted. Now, Lighthearted is like a month to a month and a half behind the other collection, so I would advise you not to order them together. Okay, so this first one is called the Dahlias, and this is if you remember the one I just showed you at the very first of Wholehearted, it had those dahlias used. They've been recolored here, and then that same butterfly is used. And it's just really, really softened up, but it ties the two collections together so that I could make these into smaller collections. Anyway, these leaves right here was actually also used in cinnamon tea, so just another nod to cinnamon tea. But yeah, I really like this fabric. It's a busier, low volume, and there it is. All right, so that one is the Dahlias. Here is Missing Love in Vanilla. All right, so you saw it in the other one in Turmeric, and this one is Vanilla. So same print, different colorway. Yeah, I like this one. I also really like this shade of white. All right, okay, this is probably my very favorite fabric in this collection, with the exception of the Dahlias. And I actually learned a lot of new illustrator skills to recolor this one, which I was very, very excited about. Of course, you don't care about that, but I was like losing my mind over learning this new skill. That really helped out. But anyway, it's just different eucalyptus cuts. They're turned every which way so that this is actually the only one that's not eucalyptus, but I love the detail on that one. Yeah, so this is a favorite. Eucalyptus, and I don't remember the colorway, but this is the only eucalyptus print in the collection. So it also ties those purples again into everything. All right, so this one is called Blooming Babies, and it's meant to be like when your flowers first start blooming. I always call them babies, baby flowers. But there's this is actually the drawing that you saw on that first print called Do Good in Wholehearted. So it's reused here to tie everything together. And these are these little center ones are actually a flower from my garden that I copied. I took a picture of and copied. So this is Birchwood, and this is Greek Villa. So two different colorways. This one has the purple back in it. And I really love the stems in this version of this design because they're just really, really delicate and they're just slightly outlined. This is another one where I used my new coloring skills. It's always amazing how you keep doing something and you just learn skill on top of skill on top of skill. But these little flowers that I mentioned that are from the garden actually look a little bit different in this print. Their coloring just really has got a little bit of extra detail on this version. All right, so that is Blooming Babies. All right, so this next one is called Stepping Path. You might remember it from Earthy Goodness. And it's another peach tones. Did I show it to you? Peach tones on a very creamy background. I forget the colorway, what the colorway is called, but it's the only one in Lighthearted. And this is the kind of low volume that I'm always calling the whispery low volumes that really read really, really soft and light and can, you know, hold up next to those busier low volumes if you're doing like a scrappy low volume, which, you know, I do a lot of. So you always need some of these to fill in with some of these so that, you know, things don't get a little carried away in the busy department, unless of course, you know, that's what you're going for. All right, so this one is Stepping Path. All right, this one is called Clover, and it is really, really dainty and really, really soft. This one is, we have serious clover problems in our yard, so I don't know why I was inspired to draw clovers, but there there it is. So yeah, this is just a scattered print, and again, really soft and light and easy to use next to those busier low volumes. All right, this one is called, I think it's called Scallops. I don't know the colorway of this one, but it is geometric and something I've been wanting to draw for a little bit now. I was just a little bit, had a little trouble with it, but it ended up learning another new skill to be able to accomplish this one. But just, you know, another geometric print, very, very light and a little bit busier than those other ones, but still in a quilt, in a scrappy background, it would still read as almost white. All right, so that's Scallops. All right, this is the last print that I designed for Lighthearted, and it's called Ta-Da in Marshmallow. Really, really simple, another geometric. I really like the coloring of it though. Yeah, this one was fun and really, really simple. And it reads Light Again. So this is Ta-Da in Marshmallow. And one more for Lighthearted. And this one actually drew a really, really long time ago, but couldn't figure out what I wanted to do with it. And this is called Changes in Daisy Dew. And so there it is. And what is going on here is the caterpillar is coming a cocoon and then, you know, turning into a butterfly, which, yeah, I'm sure by now you know how much I love my butterflies. All right. This one has a little bit of a, I want to say a greenish feel as far as the shade of white goes that I really, really like. It's cooler. It's a cooler shade of white. And yeah, so this one's been sitting in my iPad for a really, really long time waiting for me to figure out how I wanted to use it. But I finally came up with it, and I'm pretty happy with it. I did have it originally a lot bigger than this, and I ended up sizing it down. And I like it better like that, even though I lost some detail on that little caterpillar, but you can still tell what he is. He looks so cute. All right, so that is Lighthearted. Hey, I hope you like those as much as I do. I'm really, really excited to show them to you today, and I'm excited to use them, which I'm hoping to get to do soon between now and the time they release anyway. Just a reminder that Wholehearted comes out in July, Lighthearted comes out in August. The only place to get them is meanderanmake.com. I'm getting fabric shops email me about carrying the fabrics
very often, but I just keep hitting a wall with that. So I'm so sorry, but I still don't have that worked out. I just don't see how I can make that happen. So anyway, you do have to go to Meander and Make to purchase them. We are currently only selling them, and as far as the pre-ordering goes, we're only selling them in bundles as always. But once they release, we will have the fabrics individually that you can purchase separately if you only wanted a few of the prints. And also, I'm releasing with this video a blog post that is showing the quilt mock-up. So you'll see Wholehearted used in some of my more popular quilt patterns. So you can go to this blog post, see what it looks like together, and seeing it in a mock-up form really gives you a great visual for what that quilt would look like made in these fabrics. So I just find it really, really inspiring to see it that way. So maybe you do too. So anyway, if you are watching this on YouTube, there's a link to that blog post in the caption. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can click the link that's in my profile. It will take you to a page that shows my latest blog post. So just click on that latest blog post and you'll be able to see it there too. I think that's it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.